Pringle, you opened this case against Mr. Brown because you say he denies fathering your 18-month-old daughter, Tatiana. You state he has acted like she doesn't exist since the day she was born. You want Mr. Brown to step up after today's results? Prove he is the father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Brown, you claim Miss Pringle is a known cheater who fathered the child in question with another man. You insist there is no way you are her daughter's father and have medical evidence to prove your case. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Miss Pringle, you say Mr. Brown is denying your baby?
Yes, Your Honor.
Explain.
He says that she's not his because I have cheated before and it was just an accident. But I have sat down and I told him that the mistake was a mistake and I haven't done it since then. And I don't think he should put that against her.
And so I can see in your eyes that you feel really badly.
Yes.
That this mistake is basically costing your daughter the opportunity to have a father in her life.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you tell the court what that feels like? I see the tears in your eyes.
It hurts really bad because I have to raise her on my own. And no child should go through that.
Can you look at Mr. Brown and tell him how much this hurts?
It hurts really bad that you're denying my daughter. She looks for you every day, and she says daddy every day, but you're nowhere around to help me raise her. She's probably like, where's my daddy? Nobody cares about me but my mother.
The reason why I feel like that because the time she was saying, like the situation she cheated on me, always a cheater will be a cheater. So
you feel traumatized?
Yes.
By catching her?
Yes.
How did you find out she was cheating?
She always get anonymous phone calls leaving out the room, instead of sitting there talking to me like if she was talking to a family member.
Okay, so take me back to how you cheated.
I met someone on a dating site. Mm-hmm. We made out, and that's what happened.
So it was just something casual?
Yes.
All right. So take me to the moment you found out you were pregnant or realized you were pregnant.
I went to a free clinic and I took the test and they said that it was 4 weeks and 3 days.
Pregnant?
Yes.
And then you called Mr. Brown?
Yes, and I told him I was pregnant. He was happy, and we were together for like 2 months and we broke up.
And so he was happy, but for 2 months?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Brown, you were only happy for 2 months?
We didn't have sex at the time, like the conceiving time that she got pregnant. But we was broken up.
At the conception time, you didn't have sex then?
No.
Okay.
I don't know where he got his information from, but there's nobody but him.
But after he confirmed you were cheating and you admitted to it, then you start getting phone calls where you got to leave the room. That doesn't feel too good. Do you understand? Yeah. Like that doesn't, look, okay, let me break this down. After you've been cheated on, all your red flags, all your senses are up. Spidey sense is on overdrive. So every time you got a call and then you had to leave the room to talk, look, truth be told, even if it was a family member and you had to leave the room and talk, I'd have been like, oh, you can't talk to your family member in front of me? You hear that, Jerome?
Can't
That's what I would have said
right?
to you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That is, something isn't computing, especially after infidelity in a relationship.
Yes.
Let's talk about the type of relationship Mr. Brown has with Tatiana. Were you there when Tatiana was born, Mr. Brown?
No.
Did you participate at all in any of the doctor's appointments and go?
Just one.
Just one?
Yes.
You didn't come to the birth?
No.
So I guess you didn't sign the birth certificate either.
I signed it because I felt like she needed a father, because I didn't have a father figure at the time either in my life, so I wanted to give her a feeling like she has a dad to depend on.
Did you have doubts when you did that?
Yes, but I felt kind of bad because I don't want a child to go through the same thing I went through.
All right. There's a lot going on here. Well, this is a first in this courtroom. You say you both have medical evidence that proves your case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Pringle, you say you have medical evidence that proves Mr. Brown is Tatiana's biological father. And Mr. Brown, you say you have medical evidence that proves there is no way you can be Tatiana's biological father. I want to start with Ms. Pringle. Okay. Can you tell me about your medical evidence that says that Mr. Brown is, in fact, her biological father?
Yes, Your Honor. She's lactose intolerant, so is he, and other family members in his family is lactose intolerant. I'm not. And because she has the same hairline as him, and she also does this squat that he does.
Squat?
Yeah, she does it all the time.
What is the squat?
Like when I'm fixing on something.
Let me see.
I can do that.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Jerome, now, if you can do that squat.
Which one?
Let's do, we don't.
Can we do it out here?
Let me prove this case here.
Oh.
Now, Jerome, if you can do this squat,
okay, that
would then help Mr. Brown's case that it may not be hereditary. Can you squat? Can you do it? Go back there, right? Oh. Go right there. Jerome, now can you squat down there like that?
Exactly how.
Oh, shoot. Oh, and then. I gotta laugh to keep from crying. It's not the same though. It's not the same squat. You gotta be even on both legs. Uh-oh, Jerome,
Got a heavy gun belt on.
Oh, okay, your gun belt is holding you back. Okay. So, thank you, Jerome.
You're welcome.
For your demonstration. Jerome, I don't even know why we gave the DNA test. We got all the answers.
There it is.
The baby
there
squats,
yeah.
He squats.
Case closed.
Case closed. Sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying, y'all. Okay. So, Mr. Brown, I want to hear about your medical evidence. And I want it to be a little bit better than Ms. Pringle's.
Okay, my medical evidence, I have asthma, and it runs down in the family. My other significant kid has asthma.
Your other kid has asthma?
Yes.
How many other children you have?
I have several.
How many?
I would have had 8.
Wait a minute. What? What do you mean you would have had 8? So Tatiana would be your 8th kid?
Yes.
And all your kids have asthma, but Tatiana doesn't?
Yes.
That's a lie. The other 2 kids don't look nothing like him. He only denies mine.
I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on, why are you running around here making all these children?
No reason.
That's what that is. That's a significant amount of kids. What is going on? You have a job?
Yes.
Can you take care of all these kids?
Not really, Your Honor.
I know you can't. 27 years old with almost 7, maybe 8 kids. That's not good. It's not good for the kids at all. It's not good for them mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. It's just not, it's not smart. I try to tell you men out here, I'm telling you, and the mothers too. You think these kids don't grow up? When they get about 7, 8, 9, 10, you think they don't know their daddy's raggedy? Or their mother? Well, I mean, you don't think they know that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I've said my piece. I know one thing, people always come in here with medical evidence, and I have to check it with the expert. So I want to hear more about medical evidence relating to asthma and kids being lactose intolerant. Jerome, will you please escort Dr. Jamila Gator into the courtroom? I've got some questions for her. Hello, Dr. Gator.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here with us. So, Ms. Pringle has presented in her case that she believes that Mr. Brown is her daughter's biological father because Mr. Brown is lactose intolerant and her daughter is lactose intolerant, and there are people in his family who are also lactose intolerant.
Okay.
Can you explain to the court whether this is something that is passed down? Is it hereditary? How do you become lactose intolerant?
Okay, that's a great question, actually. So when you're lactose intolerant, your body doesn't produce an enzyme called lactase, and lactase is what breaks down the milk. So actually, lactose intolerance in some ethnicities is very common, but it typically develops starting at age 5 through adulthood. Your body stops making the enzyme, you can't digest milk anymore. And in the case where it develops where a child is born lactose intolerant, so from the time they're a baby, they can't digest the formula, they can't digest the milk, that is genetically inherited and requires one gene from each parent for that child to be born lactose intolerant.
That is really fascinating, because you hear a lot of people talk about that and you don't really know, okay, well, where does this come from? Mm-hmm. Okay, understood. Now, I want to go to Mr. Brown's evidence. Mr. Brown says he believes he cannot be Miss Pringle's daughter's biological father because he has 7 other children and they all have asthma, and he has asthma, but Tatiana does not have asthma. Is asthma something that you pass down in that way? So that if a child doesn't have it, that's an indicator that the man is not the biological father?
So asthma is a bit more tricky. Asthma is involved with both genes passed down and the environment. Environmental triggers like pollution and things like that. So if your parent has asthma, the child is 2 to 3 more times likely to develop the asthma, but it's not guaranteed because there's so many other factors that go into developing asthma.
Very informative, Dr. Gator. I really appreciate that. I will let you get back to your work. I know you are very busy taking care of patients. Thank you so much. You may be excused. Jerome, will you please escort Dr. Gator?
Okay.
Better go out the side. Go out this way. Watch your step.
What we've determined from the doctor's testimony is none of this is conclusive. So we are basically right back where we started from, the beginning of this case, where you believe Mr. Brown is the biological father of Tatiana, and Mr. Brown, you believe you are not. Ms. Pringle, I want you to take a moment and look at Mr. Brown. And if in fact he is Tatiana's biological father, I want you to take a moment and tell him what you want and what you need from him, because you've been with Tatiana by yourself for 18 months.
I want you to help me financially, emotionally, and physically to be there for her and show her what a guy shouldn't do to her when she grows up. You have to be there and teach her all these things.
All right, I think the only thing left to do is get the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Pringle versus Brown, when it comes to 18-month-old Tatiana Pringle, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Brown, you are the father.
Sorry for not being there for my child. I will help you financially, so you don't have to worry anymore. I'll be in my daughter's life.
Mr. Reyes, you've opened opened your case today because you doubt you fathered Miss Prickett's 11-month-old daughter, Moon. You've been raising Moon, but now believe you were duped and are certain her father is the defendant's ex-husband. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Additionally, you've petitioned the court for a forensic voice analysis test to determine the extent of the defendant's cheating. Ms. Prickett, you claim you are certain that the plaintiff is Moon's father and hope to prove it and save your family. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Reyes, you say you're raising a child that is not yours. Explain.
Well, this should be my first child, Your Honor. And I have reasons to believe that there's a possibility that she's not. There's been a lot of circumstances that are mysterious, confusing, and unexplained. And I would love to find some closure.
And I can see the pain in your eyes.
Yes,
this
Your Honor.
really bothers you.
Yes, Your Honor.
You feel like you're in the position where you are raising a child that's not yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I see she's currently pregnant.
Yes, ma'am.
So this has to add to the stress.
Absolutely.
So, Ms. Prickett, what is happening in the relationship? Mr. Reyes believes you're setting him up to raise a child that isn't his.
Well, Joseph is definitely the father. I've never been unfaithful with him. He has a great bond with Moon. He is the father. This is insane that he even thinks that he's not.
All right, well, we want to figure out why would he think that he's not? So take me to the nature of your relationship. How did you meet?
At work, he put his number in my phone, and about a month later, we started dating.
And then you just were dating casually, and at some point you got serious?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're together for about how long before you find out Miss Prickett is pregnant?
I'd say maybe a year.
So you're together about a year or so, and everything's going fine. No issues with trust?
Well, yes.
I accused him of cheating, and I had my insecurities, and we went to couples court, and I got my answers, and from there, you know, our relationship actually
Was he cheating?
No, he wasn't.
And so why didn't that resolve the issues?
Well, this is new to me that he doesn't believe that he's the father of our daughter, Moon.
Well, I only believe that because she used to say, if you question me about cheating, then you must be cheating yourself, while she's questioning me about cheating.
So that is a very old adage. Like, people said that for a long time.
Yeah.
The person that's usually accusing the other person of cheating is usually the person that's doing it.
Right.
Why would you suspect that she's cheating at all? Why? What has she done? What has happened?
Well, there's a few things, you know. One of the things is that I woke up around 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, somewhere around there, you know, and she wasn't home. She wasn't in the house, and her car was gone from the driveway.
That's odd, Miss Prickett.
Well, it was actually 6 in the morning, and
She got back at 6.
What
She could have been
Joe
gone for
has
hours.
to realize is that I do have a child with my ex-husband, and I felt like I needed to resolve issues with him. And
At 5 in the morning.
At 5 in the morning?
well, our schedules, that, you know, that was his only time because he works.
Okay, so even if that's the only time your schedule would permit at 5 in the morning, why wouldn't you tell Mr. Reyes?
He was sleeping, so I just woke up and I thought, you know, I need to get this done. We have issues and we need to talk one-on-one.
Miss Prickett, that don't make no kind of sense. It don't even sound right. I just woke up in the middle of the night and said I need to resolve issues with my ex. So I get out of bed in the middle of the night, I don't tell my boyfriend, I drive over there to resolve issues. That makes no sense.
It sounds bad from his perspective, but that's very important to me. I felt like we needed to resolve this issue. And
So I'm just gonna leave that alone because it's no man or no woman in the world that wants their partner waking up at 5 in the morning getting ready to go see their ex. Like, it just doesn't work like that.
I
So
agree.
let's move on. Mr. Reyes, Are there any other incidents that happened that led you to doubt?
Yes, there are.
Explain.
The second incident was I was working at a restaurant, and I would normally get out at 10. She'd normally be there between 10 and 10:15. There was one incident where she said she was on her way, and she stopped at a gas station. She didn't come get me until 2 hours later while she was dodging my calls and my text messages. And then when I finally get a hold of her 2 hours later, this is around 12 a.m., 12:15, she says that she was at the gas station, a random man randomly filled up her gas tank and then asked her for a ride to his hotel and then gave her $100. So now she comes, and then she calls me on the way back to me, and then she starts telling me what happened. In my mind, I'm like, this is too wild. There's too many stories, too many variables. You went here, you went there, you got $100 for every stop, and you got a full tank. And then you're gonna come pick me up 2 hours later. But the thing is, that kills me is that she was not responding to my calls or text messages.
There is no way to suggest that that could be rational.
Oh.
That just didn't happen like that. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Miss Prickett, who were you really with?
This random...
There's no way a single woman in this day and age is gonna be out by herself getting gas, late to pick her boyfriend up from work, and is gonna decide to entertain this. I mean, that is just absolutely ridiculous.
It was a crazy thing, and I wish I said no, but unfortunately I said yes. And then he offered to give me $100, and I said, okay, I'll give you the ride. And then he left his phone in the Uber. So I downloaded the app on my phone to get in contact with his Uber. And he's like, tell the Uber driver I'll give him $100 if he meets us so I get my phone. So I'm trying to help him, blah, blah. He says, I'll give you another $100 for doing this for me. So I was like, okay. And I was trying to, get in contact with the Uber. So
you using your phone to get him an Uber, but you're not using your phone to tell your boyfriend, hey, I'm running late, babe, I'm at the gas station. This does not make sense.
I just didn't know what to tell him. I know I should have told him.
Jerome, check my nameplate. Does it say Boo Boo the Fool?
No.
This is crazy. At some point, she says, I'm pregnant. When she says that, can you take me back to that day? Do you remember that day specifically?
I felt excited. I felt, full of joy. But at some point, there was a part of me that felt doubtful if it could be my child or not.
So has he ever denied the baby, Miss Prickett?
No, Your Honor. This is actually new to me, that he thinks there's a possibility that he's not the father.
I've implied it multiple times.
Which is also bizarre, like his stories.
Oh, his stories are bizarre? Well, ain't that the pot? Calling the kettle black.
Right.
So he told some bizarre stories about his doubt. So was he there with you during the pregnancy?
Yes.
Did he go to doctor's appointments?
Yes.
Was he there when Moon was born?
Yes,
Participated in the birth?
Yes.
Did he sign the birth certificate?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you said you had doubt, Mr. Reyes, but you went through the entire process.
Well, I felt confident at that time, and then as Moon got older, she started resembling her sister, which is not my child. So I started feeling a little concerned about it all.
They're sisters, and they look like me.
So here is Scarlet on the left and Moon on the right. Beautiful babies. But yes, they have the same mother. What's happening here?
Well, there's another incident that I once went into her phone. And she was logged in to her ex-husband's Instagram account. And she'll snoop around other people's accounts with that account. And I confronted her about it, and then she said that she was checking up on him because she was worried about him.
We're just gonna start calling this the X Factor. You are doing what we call the most.
The reason is my ex from high school was in the news, and I was concerned because, you know, we had a history together, and I shouldn't have done that, but I was honest with.
You so concerned about all your exes, but you leaving Mr. Reyes sitting at work for 2 hours. What is going on? I don't get it. I really don't. I want to understand. And I'm not even doing it to badger you, but every time you tell a story, when it's getting to the part and I'm thinking, okay, she's going to finally make this make sense to us. She's going to say something that ends in a logical conclusion. And then it just goes left.
It's not normal.
So if Moon is not your biological daughter, will that create doubt around the baby Miss Prickett is carrying?
Absolutely. If it can happen once, it can happen again.
I'm almost speechless, which is rare for me. You do understand that these behaviors, the way these scenarios have played out, would lead any normal human being to doubt. Do you get that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You do understand that?
Yes.
Is there anybody in this gallery that could accept the story? No, really, I want the truth. If they were told the story, could just accept the testimony that she's given, if you were in a relationship? No. I see how you look at Moon, Mr. Reyes, and I can see the tears in your eyes. What are you feeling?
Pain?
You feel pain?
Yeah.
Can you describe the pain?
It's just a feeling in your heart, you know? Something that just the ultimate worry, I would say.
That's a way to describe it. The ultimate worry. Never heard it put like that, but that pretty much sums it up.
It's powerful.
The only way we're going to move forward is to get to the results, and I have those for you. Jerome? These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Reyes versus Prickett, when it comes to 11-month-old Moon Reyes, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Reyes, you are the father. Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I don't think I saw you smile all day. How's it feel?
Super good.
Well, we have resolved the question of paternity, but we still have not gotten resolution as to the fidelity. And I have those results as well. Jerome, may I have the envelope? Because even though Moon was proven to be your biological child, that does not necessarily mean Ms. Prickett has not been unfaithful to you. And it also does not necessarily mean that the child she's carrying now is your biological child, if in fact she has not been faithful.
Yes,
and
Your
these
Honor.
are the answers you requested from this court, and we have them for you. Ms. Prickett, you submitted to a forensic voice analysis, which is similar to a polygraph examination. There are AM and FM frequencies in your voice, and when you tell a lie, the FM frequency goes away. Ms. Prickett, you were asked, since the start of your relationship with Mr. Reyes, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than Mr. Reyes? You said No. The voice analysis determined you were being truthful. Well, it's been proven Miss Prickett has not been with anyone else. Moon is your child. We've arrived at a great starting point. I wish I could take this entire moment, get a beautiful box, put it in there, put the bow on the top, and send you all off with a gift of a stress-free, trusting relationship. But that's not how it works. We got some work we gotta do.